This is our 380 Sundancer, 1999, and we are going to be doing some detailing today. The three-step process, kind of a little explanation of it, how to do it. A couple of products I use, I go with Starks, which is my preference. What I like to use for this boat. It's the only thing I've really come to terms with that has been working good for me. I use, depends on how oxidized you are, but you could use Restructure, but I start with Elevate, which is a medium cut compound. Lake Country is the pads that I use. Great pads. The H2O pads have a reinforced structure on them for the random orbitals that take a beating, and you can reuse them just by washing with a splash of Dawn dish soap and then spinning them out. The blue is a heavy cut. It's the same thing as a wool pad, a little less aggressive. If you go with a more heavy cut compound, you're gonna have to use probably the wool pad. Orange is polishing, and then black is finishing. For my polish, I use Triple Peak from Starks as well. Great product. And then my choice of finish is Hyperhold, which is actually a polymer sealant instead of a wax, which it has a longer life of 6 months, I believe, in salt and a year in fresh water. So this is the product I use, and we'll go over some methods that I do as well. Most of the time for me, I'm applying the product directly to the pad. Just easier when you're detailing a boat. You know, the product can't go on the side of the boat. Most of the time it just falls off, or you just can't even apply it. You're going to be going in a side-to-side, up and down motion while detailing in a 2 foot by 2 foot normal area, just so you can apply it and hit everything, especially when you're polishing, because you have to wipe the polish off rather quick. You do not want the polish to be sitting. But for compounding, it can sit longer. You do not have to wipe it off right away, but it's still a good habit to just work in smaller spaces. And I'm compounding around 1800 to 2000 RPM with this product and these pads. Again, you can use the wool pad or the heavy cut blue pad as well. So this is one of the more critical steps, is your first application of your compounding. So what you see me doing right now is doing an LED check, where I'll shine my foam light onto the gel coat and actually see how clear the light is. If it's foggy still, you'll need to apply a heavier cut compound to cut more of the oxidation off. But if you can see the light clear, then you're ready for the next step. So when you come up to an area where your buffer does not fit, which happens a lot on boats, you have to apply it by hand, but make sure you do hit the area, because if you do not hit the area, you're going to see a lot of oxidation and dirt build up in those spots.
was outside hitting the detailing, which I'm almost done with. I'm about to do the final coat. I'm gonna put the polymer on her now, let it sit for an hour at least, and then wipe her off, and I'm done with that starboard side above the rub rail, and on for another day. But meanwhile, the carpets were cleaned, which looks great. Needed it. Nice freshness to the interior there. Letting that dry, and now we'll put the paper hold on.
This is the final product. This is just above the rub rail, below the non-skid, so I have to do the rest of the boat still. If you want to see more, like and subscribe, and let me know what you want to see.